in the other video you saw that object ID I didn't include. What didn't it include? It didn't include FiberFX. So how to solve that? I think this is a kind of alright way. First of all, these two guys should be 0 because of the bug. So if these are not 0, then the hair will slightly move around for each frame, so that's not good. So this and that should be 0. But yeah, so you can render this volume only. So that's what I used for the settings, and that's cool and all. It renders in a nice way. It renders fairly fast. Again, this is on an old computer, so it should render in 15 seconds, I guess, on a new Ryzen. Okay, so that's the render, and that's cool, but it doesn't really give us the buffer, the object ID buffer. So what you can do is that you can turn this off, and what will happen is that it doesn't update now, but what will happen is that it will remove the fur, and we'll use this output instead. Save the RGB. I'll say PNG 32. I didn't want to do that. Let's see. Delete. Right. Save. So when I render this now, it's gonna appear in a different way. So this was 1 minute. I think the final result will be the same. But the render will look slightly different. Alright, so seems it actually rendered. I think that's about the same time. So what you need to do is so you'll save this one, so, and bring that into Photoshop, but now it also exported this guy here, this fur. So do note that this is using, let's see, what is it using? Yeah, this is using the render size, so it's not using the limited region size, so just be aware of that. Anyway, let's just save this and bring these two guys into Photoshop. What you'll notice is that when I import this, or I'll just drag it over, what you'll notice that there's a slight difference in the anti-aliasing. So this is definitely sharper. perhaps I should say, less anti-aliased. So there's a slight difference here, but yeah. So this one is sharper. You know, you cannot see that in the YouTube video, but this one is sharper. So if I zoom in on this, you'll see that this, well, as you can see, it is sharper, and I guess you also can notice it right here in this area. I don't think that yeah, it's more harsh, but a way to fix that, if you have that in your program, for example, After Effects does have OLM, so that's what I'm going to run right now in Photoshop, and it's basically an anti-alias algorithm. So I'll set that to 15, and it will smooth that out. Other options, of course, is, if you don't have that, is to duplicate it, blur the background slightly. That's another option. I guess that was slightly too much, perhaps. This one, blur that as well. 0.2, I don't know, 3. So it's not exactly the same, but definitely it is closer. It just jumps, I guess. Yeah, it jumps from 24 to 25. There's no in between, it seems. But okay. Guess I can run it 2 times instead. Yeah, you get the idea that you can do that. But again, what you really would want is the OLM to denoise that. You know what, maybe I could, something that worked earlier on was, yeah, this works pretty good. Reduce noise. That's kind of like anti-aliasing it. You can see that the shading here is different. You can see that these are bright and these are darker. Guess I could fix that by saying, let's see. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work, would it? So there, yeah, there is a slight difference. You know what? I think you will get away with it. I think it will be fine. Just just keep on tweaking some stuff, and it should be pretty good to go. There is actually some change here, and if you see, if we zoom in on this area, you can see that there are some lines in that area right here. Let's see, is that yeah, because there's no lines on the object itself. Is it? Nope. So that's actually, in that regard, this this output is better because you see some lines here. They're very, very vague though. But anyways, just giving you ideas here on how you can tweak this stuff. And yeah, it's quite similar. This one, I guess I should make it a bit brighter. There's also a limit to how much you should do that, I guess, because it pokes through right here, so it looks nice in this area but not that much in that area. Another thing you could do would be to make a mask here. Take this one and apply it to that. So if I disable that mask, you can see there is a slight difference. Anyway, kind of like getting off track. Yeah, you know what? That's quite close to the original. I'm not going to do that much more. Yeah, you know, that's basically identical. So yeah, you can fix that in post and get exactly the same result. But anyway, what I wanted to show you, this took a long time, didn't it? Is that you can, the advantage with this is that you can, of course, one thing is that you can tweak it. You can tweak the highlight and stuff, but the other advantage is that you can create a mask. So, like I showed in the other video, you got object idea, but FiberFX doesn't have that. But if you export the buffer or export the render, the FiberFX render through a buffer, then you know you can achieve stuff like that. So that's an advantage. So yeah, kind of got off track a bit, but there it is.